Hello, everyone, and good afternoon to you all. My name is Pim, and welcome to the Seed Awards 2021 informational webinar. I am the Seed Awards coordinator this year and your host today. Joined with me is Selena, who co-lead the awards program. And before we are going to start with our presentations and introduction of the agenda, I would like to ask you or would like to request you to take a survey questions to see the demographic of who we have in the audience room today. Now I have launched our polling with only 2 questions. One is which audience group you categorize yourself into. Are you the enterprise who want to apply for seed awards and seed program? Or are you consider yourself as an ecosystem actor, an incubator or multipliers and other NGO and CSO and international organization working to support those enterprise who wants to relay the message to others? Or are you just a passerby? You don't know yet what do you want or what this webinar could be for you, but you just want to listen in. And which country are you operating in? Since this is the Seed Low Carbon Award, so there are 6 countries that are eligible to the Seed Low Carbon Awards program. But I would also understand if you are from other country beside these 6 and would like to know about seed program in general, so that you get to know us, and maybe next year or the year after we could have the program under your country. So it's 60% voting here. While we're waiting for other of our colleagues to vote, I also would like to introduce some function of this Zoom webinar. One is the chat that many of you have already figured out. So you see the chat buttons, which you can make use of it to chat with us, the panelists, as well as with others participant or attendees. But I would like to also emphasize the function called Q&A. It's the function with 2 conversation bubble. This is also on your function link. So this one will allow you to ask the question during our presentation, and then if the question occur quite a lot, then we can group them together and answer it at the end. Now I can see that as we expected, the majority of the audience today are the enterprises, those who would like to apply or interested in seed awards and seed program. That's take around 70% of the audience today, and most of which are from India, 37%. So I will end the vote here. Yeah, and we can jump right in our presentation or the information today. The agenda, so we're gonna take around a few minutes, 5 minutes probably, talking about seed program in general, and then take a deep dive into what is seed awards and the seed awards program, thematics, and the price, timeline, what is about the low carbon awards concept that we would like to introduce. This is going to take around half an hour. And then the rest of the time is going to be about application clinic, introduction of our application platform, and some Q&A and most frequent asked questions. I will hand the floor now to Selena, who will kindly walk us through SEED Awards and SEED program.
Thank you very much, Pim. Yeah, SEED is a global partnership for action on the green economy and sustainable development. And it was established by UNDP and UN Environment and IUCN in 2002 at the World Summit of Sustainable Development in Johannesburg in South Africa. And SEED's mandate is to support entrepreneurs who provide solutions to environmental and social problems. And by promoting these sustainable entrepreneurs, we want to create green and inclusive growth and poverty reduction. The next slide, please. Thank you. Yeah, so in order to achieve these goals, SEED focuses on two approaches. One is supporting sustainable enterprises and kind of providing financial and non-financial support in every stage of the business journey. And the other approach is ecosystem building, where we strengthen collaborations with other actors who also support sustainable entrepreneurs, like government, development organizations, investors, incubators, and other civil society actors. Yeah, so regarding the ecosystem building activities, we have a training for trainers workshop on SEED business development toolkits for business consultants, BDS partners, incubators, and we also implement climate finance and policy labs, and also organize knowledge exchanges and networking for different actors. Yeah, looking now at the direct enterprise support program, SEED offers different programs, for example, the SEED Starter, the Catalyzer, the Accelerator, and Replicator program. And these kind of depend on the stage of the enterprise development. And the ideation stage mainly fits the starter. And the more developed enterprises would fit with the other categories on the right side. And coming back to the main topic of the awards program, the winners of the SEED Awards, they will directly go to the Accelerator support program, and the runners up will receive Catalyzer support. But I will talk in a bit more detail later. Yeah, so now this slide shows a lot of numbers, and here you can see that, we started the awards program in 2005, and since then we have supported enterprises in 38 countries, and there were more than 244 winners. And the 5 key sectors are sustainable agriculture, biodiversity, energy, green solutions, and waste and sanitation. And most of them are on the African continent, basically because the SEED program started there. But we are also gradually moving into other areas. Also here you can see there's a growing number in Asia as well. Now, the question at which enterprises seed is looking, or which enterprises we're targeting with the seed awards. So seed searches for small, growing, and medium-sized enterprises. It is not important what legal status you have, but yeah, the important part is that you use market-based mechanisms and you're already generating revenue. And this doesn't mean, you have to be at a break-even point already, but you should have some services or products in the market already, and have the aim of being financially sustainable. And you should tackle social and environmental issues. Now, speaking about the different stages of enterprises, here you can see basically that the seed awards, they target these two stages, the catalyzer and the accelerator, because they then also fit into the programs. And like I said before, it would be important that you're revenue generating, but you don't have to be at the profitable stage yet. Now I will come to the criteria, and here you can see there's a couple of points which are important for us. So you should have an innovative entrepreneurship mindset. You should deliver, like I mentioned already, social and environmental and economic benefits. You should have the intention and the potential to become financially sustainable. You should also be in a partnership between different stakeholder groups. And it is important that you're locally driven or locally led. And your enterprise should have the potential for replication and scale up. And should be in the early stage of implementation. But I think we have talked about the stages already. And of course, you should meet the specific awards requirements. So in your case, it would be the low carbon requirements. And here you can see the different programs we are running again. So speaking about the Seed Low Carbon Awards only now. So they're open for eco-inclusive enterprises whose key activities, kind of service and products, they contribute to a low carbon reality, and could be climate change mitigation or climate change adaptation. And the enterprises, specifically they would be located in sectors of clean energy, biodiversity, green technologies, sustainable agriculture, resource efficiency and waste management, but also water, sanitation, and health are eligible for these award schemes. Yes, and now I will hand back to Pim, who will tell you a little bit more about the specific awards criteria for the low carbon awards.
Yeah, I hope I'm not on mute. Yeah, as Selina mentioned that the low carbon awards target the enterprise who also who work on climate mitigation and climate adaptation. It can also be either or. What do we mean by that terms, climate adaptation or climate mitigations? So I at least expect that everyone here agree that global warming and climate change is real. So that's the first assumption to start with. So the heat trapping greenhouse gas accumulated in the atmosphere nowadays is enough to still create global warming and its climate change effects, even if we stop emitting these greenhouse gas right now. So in global agenda, human race try to respond to the bad effects of these climate change patterns in two-pronged approach. One is reducing emissions of these heat trapping greenhouse gas in the atmosphere. This is climate mitigation. In other words, trying to slow down this global warming process from getting worse. The other approach is adapting to the effects of the climate change that have already happened or about to come. This is climate adaptation. This, in easier words, is trying to live in this new environmental hardship that we contribute in creating. So what are the activities involved? So climate mitigation, since it's aimed at reducing greenhouse gas from emitting out to the atmosphere. So anything that involved in reducing of burning fossil fuels, such as green energy saving, green energy, renewable energy, sustainable consumption and production, waste reduction, and waste management, these are all included. For climate adaptation, so the goal is to create resilience to harmful effects of the climate change. This can be disaster reduction, to tackle sea level rising, extreme weather, or it can also involve food or water scarcity, changing or fluctuation in weather, like handling flood, drought, and the vector-borne or waterborne disease, for example. So this is like those activities that try to make the most living out of this changing weather. We also have several examples of our own enterprise, the Seed Enterprise and Awards recipient in the former years. These are the enterprise who work on the climate adaptation issue. The one on the left-hand side is Meet Naturally. They are the company who in South Africa, and they won the Seed Awards, South Africa Climate Adaptation in 2019. They are the livestock producer who use ecological rangeland management approach to ensure climate risk reduction. Tsusafiche from Uganda tackle water scarcity issue by providing low-cost filter system to community. And Noble Agriculture Technology in Malawi offers solution for farm productivity and management. And these three are the winners and the finalists, or the runners-up from the last year Low Carbon Awards and 2019, and they work on issue of climate mitigation. Fang Thai Factory produce biodegradable and food grade rice or paper packaging. Mycotech in the middle produce mushroom or fungi, mushroom fungi based leather. It's called Mylia. They have the slogan that it's not leather, but it's better. And EcoSense Solution from India provides solar power portable cold room for farmers in India. Now, come to the most important topics. What happens if you win? Our awards in this webinar focus on low carbon awards. So that's going to be 6 winners from 6 eligible countries and 24 runners up. So 4 runners up per country. The prize for the winner is maximum of 10,000 euro matching grant and accelerator support. This is the accelerator program Selina mentioned in the beginning of our presentation. It consists of capacity building workshop and one-on-one expert advice. The runners-up for low carbon award are going to receive 1,500 euro grants and the seed catalyzer support for 6 months. This these are going to be a peer-to-peer learning style. So it's going to be a group workshop and support by capacity building tools to enhance and refine the enterprise business model and expert advice as well. I would like to also emphasize here what we mean by matching grants to our winner who are going to receive this 10,000 grants. The matching grants require the enterprise to co-finance 33% of it. So if your project proposal requests for the maximum amount of 10,000 euros, that also means that your enterprise will have to shoulder another 3,000 euro. It can be in cash, it can be in kind, it can be from your own pocket, or it can be from other third party that you are partnered with, or it can be other awards program that support you as well. Timeline. The application, and this is very important date, the 22nd of March 2021. This is the application deadline. Please be sure to complete and submit your application before the date. And what's next? After the applications deadline, the seed team will do internal screening and shortlisting in April. So this process is going to be run by our own seed team, including the due diligence where we check the authenticity of your document and what you claim on the applications. After April, in May, we will be by the end of April, we will be able to send out an email to all applicants who are going to be shortlisted, who are not. And in May, those shortlisted enterprise will be required to submit more documentations, such as business plan or financial plan, depends on what we deem necessary by our international jurors. And in May and June, early June, this is going to be kind of an external experts scoring. We have a panel called international juries from all 6 countries to shortlist again the application and design on who are going to be the winners and the runners-up of the low carbon awards. And we expect to announce the winners and the runners-up of the awards program this year by the end of June. Now, we are in the application clinic. While running the awards program coordination, I also collect the questions that mostly seen or mostly asked by our applicants from our Facebook message, from our email address, as well as the live chat in our application platform. And this first one is the most critical. How do I apply? The application can be done and only be done on the seed application platform by entering app.seed.uno in your internet browser. It's spelled app.seed.uno, as you can see on my screen. What you will see first is this particular page for you to log in. What if you have never logged in before? You create your seed account here. After you click this button of create your seed account, it will lead you to another page that you're supposed to fill in your names, last name, and very important, your country, because the system will automatically categorize you into the relevant seed support program that is eligible for your country. So if you do not put the country, then the system is going to be a little confused. Then your email address and password here. And that's halfway done. This page reads, please check your email for our activation link. So you go back to your email that you just gave to us, and you will see something like this. This is the activation emails that provide you the link for you to come back to the login page again. And then now your account is completely activated. So just simply enter your email address as username and the password you give to us as the password. Once logged in, you will land on this dashboard page. And as you can see, since I did it as enterprise operating in Botswana, so I land on the Seed Climate Adaptation Awards. If you go in for the first time, this is going to start your application before the 22nd of March. Read more here will lead you back to our Seed website on awards to find more information. And you can also download call for application from this page. Once you click start your application, you will see again this instruction page, the first page of the application process. Oh, yeah. From my opinion, this is the most important page of our application process, but not many people read it. This provides you a lot of information about the awards application. You may download the PDF version of the application form in Thai, in Indonesian Bahasa, and also in English. The FAQ and informations about more details information about awards can be also downloaded here in all 3 languages. This is the instruction on the progress bar and the color coding we use. Blue is the section that you are currently working on. No color is the section that you haven't visited yet. Yellow is the section that you have filled in something but incomplete. The green is the only one that's mean complete. So why is this progress bar important? One of the most frequent asked questions on our platform is, I have complete 93.75% of the application, why I cannot submit? The answer is quite straightforward because 93.75 is not 100%. And you can only submit when you complete 100% of the application or those asterisk question or mandatory questions. And this progress bar will tell you exactly where you're missing. So just look for the color code that is not green, and then the question that you missed is going to locate there. Do not forget to click save. Internet stabilization is not something on our control. And you can also see these live chat buttons. So if you face any immediate questions or have doubt or face any problem during the application process, you can always click here and our staff will attend to your questions. Sometimes we are not always online, but your question will be answered. It's either by this chat app or by email. Some more housekeeping questions are like, for example, the login questions. If you have tried all the above mentioned steps and you still have a problem about logging in, there can be several things that happen. For example, you haven't received the activation link, which can happen for several reasons. First, you didn't give the correct email address to the system. Second, the activation email lands on your junk folders. Sometimes that happens when your email doesn't know us. And third is some company emails that have quite high security just bounce our email back as some alien email address. So if you face such problem, just email us at Seed Awards 2021 at seed.uno. The second one is, can I submit the application by email, mail, or other channel? Unfortunately not. This app.seed.uno is the only way for submitting applications. And the third question is also about English use in our applications. Because of the limitation of our staff as well, so we are not able to score the application in all the languages. So that's why we keep English as our like medium language for also our international jurors who come from many nations. So although we can only accept application in English, we do provide the application in PDF format in Thai and Bahasa Indonesia for better understanding. This is also true for the FAQ documents and the call for application. You can always send an email asking questions in Thai or Indonesia Bahasa, then our staff will also assist you. I'm going to talk in details more about the eligibility or the criteria, the 8 criteria that Selena mentioned briefly before. I also saw some of the Q&A question on the eligibility. These 8 criteria, the weighting of the criteria spread quite equally. There are going to be some that we weight more. For example, the triple bottom line and the climate aspect of the low carbon, since this is the thematics. So just go one by one. The first one, you have innovative and entrepreneurship mindset. This is, we want you to demonstrate your understanding of your core business, your value proposition and customer or market, and as well demonstrate the ability to identify the problem and seize the opportunity to find the solution for your customer pain point. This is the entrepreneurial mindset qualification that we would like to see. The second one, and this is in red because if you don't have all this triple bottom line impact, then you might not be qualified. So what's the triple bottom line impact? This is the social impacts, environmental impact, and economic impact. So asking yourself what benefits your enterprise, product, service, and activity creates to society, to communities, or and especially marginalized people, vulnerable group of people, or people at the base of the pyramid, or people under poverty. Similarly, what's benefit you create to environmental protection, conservation, biodiversity, or to climate action, climate response. And to economy, how do you create this new local economy, maybe new supply chain or value chain, or contribute in increasing income or save money for the society, for the economy. You have intention and potential to become financially sustainable. This one, as we mentioned, that we look for the enterprise who already have revenue traction, and your revenue model should be convincing enough that our juror or our scorer sees the potential that you will be able to sustain your business in the future. The second most important question here in red again is about partnership with different two different other stakeholder group or two different others organization. Since Seeds was born as a global partnership, so this is the one issue that we emphasize the most, that the enterprise shouldn't be working in silo or working alone. And usually we all have partners. We didn't mean that this partnership had to be in a contractual term, be official or legally binding. It can be a loose collaboration with someone along your value chain, your distributor, your vendors. It can also be your technology and research and development institution that you always come for. So the next four is somewhat already touched upon. So locally driven or locally led. This is pretty straightforward. We want that your enterprise working with the local community and local people and create these good benefits to the nations. The enterprise has potential for scale up and replication. This is about your financial and growth plan. So once you are financially sustained, which is the criteria that we just mentioned. So what is next? The plan for replicating your business model in other countries, or what could be your interest in scale up plan. Your enterprise in the early stage, as mentioned, roughly 5 to 200 staff. One of the questions from the Q&A is that, is it compulsory to have 5 staff? No. So this is just roughly what we mean, what are included in our small and growing and aspiring enterprise. So we accept any kind of staff, but if more than 200, that's gonna be quite big of a company already, but we are not saying that you are not eligible. Similarly, if you don't have 5 staff, maybe 3 staff, you are also eligible as well. The important part here is more that you have market traction, at least the product in the market, and start generating revenue already. And the last one is you meet the specific requirement, in this case, meet the specific requirement of the state low carbon awards. How do I excel in answering the questions? I received a lot of questions saying this is my first time apply. So how do I answer that? So in other words, how you construct your answer to score well in the eyes of our scorer. So I would recommend to use a SMART criteria here. Be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and having timeline. This is originally from target setting in the monitoring project implementation. But I would feel that this kind of answer will give a clear understanding of what you're doing. So be specific of when you answer each question, what kind of activities or what characteristic or qualification of your product and service that contributes to each question asked. Is it measurable? Have you been measured before? We create good effects, like how much emission save, and how much money that you have increased or generate to the society, and so on. Is it achievable or and realistic? So is it the plan that you try to answer maybe in your in the growth strategy or in the financial strategy? Does it look like you are going to achieve it in a given timeline? So your resource that your company process would be able to allow this kind of achievable targets or result or not. and be precise and concise. You have limited characters in each question. So use them well. Don't waste time in just introductions of the company in every question. So no, just answer it clearly with the, again, enterprise activity, product, service that related to a specific question. That's the end of my presentation now. So may the best enterprise win, and please also send your questions to our Facebook page, live chat at app.seed.uno, or even the email Seed Awards with S 2021 at seed.uno. So I will leave this page on, and I see some of the Q&A questions here that I maybe would like to answer. The proof, what proof of collaboration would be required? So the proof of collaboration that we will require in the later stage, if your enterprise is shortlisted, is going to be a letter from that specific organization that you quote them as your partner. So kind of a certified saying that you have such and such activity and collaboration, and this certified person with title and contact number within this organization as the proof of collaboration. How many applications do we expect for Seed Awards in total? Like right now, I can say that 1,700 applications have started from 9 countries. So we have Seed Low Carbon Award 6 countries and 3 other countries for Climate Adaptation Awards. And from the statistic in 2019, we received around 100 applications from each country. So not everyone who register and start applying actually finish the application process. So at the end, we received about 900 plus application in 2019. Can a non-profit organization apply? Good ones. Yes, you can. We have no restriction on the type of organization you are, and even you are informal enterprise that haven't been registered or have no legal status, that is also fine. The important part here is that as a non-profit organization, from my experience, what you might want to focus on or emphasize on is that this is a business model. So it should have a revenue tractions from selling of products, service, or having a membership partnership program. You should have a clear revenue model to demonstrate to our scorer that this is going to be sustained and not only by donation or by grants. Mm-hmm. The questions about partnership, I believe I've already answered. So it is more than important, it's compulsory to have the partners, at least 2 partners. You have 2 business models to apply. Is it possible to apply from one enterprise? I'm thinking of how we structure the application. Yes, I think so. Because if you could find a way to fit that in the character in our questions on value propositions and and the market target, as well as the financial, if it is two business, really two separate business model, maybe you want to do two application rather than one. But if it is like one company who are doing different lines of product and service, I think the business model or business idea could, if you could sum it up in such way. Mm-hmm. If the project is in implementation stage, then will the enterprise eligible to apply, which is not generating any revenue? I'm not sure I understand correctly implementation, but not generating revenue. So my understanding is you may start some activity like training activities already, and setting up and preparation, but the revenue model or financial model has not been completed yet. In that case, to be honest, you can apply, like if you consider that you've already passed the ideation state and enter this business validation and growth state already, then you may try. But I'll just speak from my experience in the scoring core. One of the obstacle that makes some enterprise doesn't score well is this revenue traction, or the incapability to demonstrate well how you are going to generate the revenue for the enterprise.
Maybe I can jump in here. So there's one question regarding, is there any age criteria? No, I mean, I don't know, Pim, whether there's actually some like over 18, but I don't even think that is the case. So you can apply in any age.
No,
and
similar to the legal status, we don't have any age or gender criteria. To be honest, I think the younger you are, the better. Yeah, you'll be considered. Yeah, for youth support and all that.
And there was another question regarding whether it's possible to apply for different programs. It is, so you can apply and see where you fit. This, of course, depends strongly also on the stage of your enterprise, whether it makes sense for you. But if you feel the starter program would fit better and you're in the ideation stage, yeah, feel free to apply for the starter program. I can also post a link here.
Mm-hmm. Climate change, mitigation and adaptation question. Do we have to assign equivalent monetary value percentage, value of how much reduction in CO2, how these activities support reducing GHG? There are questions of to demonstrate or the targets or the current good work that you have done. It is not a requirement that you will have to demonstrate the monetary value or the exact GHG saved. But if you do have those information, that's going to be perfect. The link to our other program like Starter or Replicator, you can always go visit our website, www.seed.uno. So because the program in each country has the start and end date, like different in start and end in different timing. So I can type the website also in our chat. Seed.uno. We also have the Facebook account under the same name. So if you search Facebook and do the search for seed.uno, then our Facebook account with more up-to-date information will appear. We also have Instagram. I believe the Instagram is seed hyphen. Is it or is it seed.uno the same? Yeah, Instagram account seed.uno and LinkedIn seed-uno. And don't forget this one, Seed Awards 2021 at seed.uno.
Yes, and I see there might still be some open questions, but feel free to get in touch with us if you feel your question hasn't been answered yet or there's still additional questions to that. And yeah, we will get back to you. And we also have a FAQ sheet, which will definitely help regarding most of the questions as well. So yeah, you can also find that in on our website. And yeah, this will definitely provide you with a lot of answers and support regarding most open question, also in connection to the application.
Yes, thank you very much, everyone, for attending this webinar. And I do hope to see your applications coming in soon.
Thank you very much. And thank you for your input.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.